Hey guys, so this is my new mental health podcast. My name is Nicholas Page, and today we're just going to go over people like David Goggins and how they tell you to get out of bed and do something that you hate doing just because it helps fuel your day and get all the tough situations out of the way already. Also, whenever you first get out of bed, make sure you don't get straight onto your phone because it's kind of giving into your urges and not uh, doing things that you need discipline for, like exercising or reading a book or just doing something that's productive. And there's also some other Marines that will say, uh, just to make sure that you're social with other people and to make sure to build up your connections and to make sure that you're not discouraged or unmotivated because one person didn't like something that you said or something that you're doing. And there's obviously no shortcuts to having a superb mindset or to getting rich. There's only dedication and making sure that you're keeping on uh, sticking to a certain method that you've been doing every single day, making sure that you might be programming a game, make sure you do it every single day. Make sure you're sticking to the exercise every single day, unless there's maybe a rest day on a Sunday. So at least 6 days a week. And even though your mind might be like, oh, I'm hurting today, I'm bruised, make sure you still stick to that. And make sure you're not just hugging up on your pillow just to get maybe 5 extra minutes of sleep and just snoozing your alarm because that's just also giving into your urges. And also, there's a lot of conspiracies around a lot of people, and some of them might not be true. Other people might just take information from the internet, Instagram, TikTok, whatever social media you have, and they just basically use that information to say that someone is a bad person, which honestly, I think pretty much no one in the world is a truly bad person. I think that they might have different ideological theories or think in a different way. Obviously, you should never kill someone, even if it's for your family or if it's for selfish reasons. So, I mean, if you have to try to restrain someone before you do anything like killing someone, but I mean, if someone's gonna stab someone, obviously, you might have to do something about that. And then just know that even no plan is not as good as any plan, because I mean, even a mediocre plan is better than no plan. So make sure you have a scheduled, laid out plan throughout the day. Make sure you check it off. And I mean, I used to be a depressed person myself. There was people in school. I would get bullied. I mean, people would laugh at me just because I wanted to have that. Uh, I just wanted to have someone there for me, and I felt like there was really no one there for me throughout high school. So it was really hard, and I haven't really been the best brother. But I mean, you got to get past certain things and make sure you move on with life. And there's also different temptations you might go through. Even I go through temptations. Obviously, I'm still a teenager, and so I mean, there's obviously lust for women. There's things on the internet like obviously Pornhub, and you might try to give into those urges. And there's also like you might want to smoke a cigar or smoke weed. Obviously, that's incredibly hard. Any any addiction is extremely hard to go through. So just make sure you have someone there for you to look after you and actually know what you're going through. Even though you might be stubborn, I'm obviously a stubborn person because my mom and my dad always tell me things. I'm like, no, I don't need to do that. I'm gonna find a different way. Just like with me shipping something, I was trying to find like a broken up box, trying to be the cheapest I can. And my mom was like, you need to make sure your packaging is good if you're gonna be a business owner. So obviously, I'm a very stubborn person. I want to do things my way, but obviously, some of my ways aren't the best. So I need to make sure I change some things that I'm actually doing. And then obviously, you come across mental battles every day. Like people, like I said before, might try to attack you. The government isn't the best government in the world. Obviously, governments across the world might have a better system than we do, but we do have a good country in a sense. I mean, obviously, we have somewhat free speech while other countries don't, and we also are pretty privileged to even be able to work, be able to drive a car, be able to actually put a car into the mechanic and have them work on it. So just know that anyone that's selfish enough to treat someone with disrespect, even though they don't know what they're going through, and just blatantly be rude, just to be rude. Now, if you're having a bad day, obviously everyone's not perfect. Everyone doesn't go through the same things, but just know that you should definitely have someone there for you. And if there's not, make sure you find someone out there who will. And even if you have to just go up to a stranger on the street, just be like, "Hey, man, I'm having a bad day," and they might be rude. Don't give up. I mean, there's always going to be rude people in the world, but make sure that you're working on yourself. Make sure that you're grinding every day. Make sure that you're doing things that will make other people see you in a good light. Just know that money isn't everything, and that building relationships is the best avenue to go down. Because if you build relationships, you're gonna obviously get money. But honestly, just having someone that is dear to your heart, someone who can actually you can relate to, is better than just having money, just buying people out. It's just better for the heart and mind. And if you have someone who's strong there with you, then it helps you build yourself, helps you actually become the strongest person you can be. And it's a lot better than just doing it on your own. So if you feel tired, try to do maybe 50 push ups. If you can't do 50, do 20, 10, 5. Just build your way up there. You don't have to do them all at once either. I mean, I do like 600 push ups a day, 600 sit ups. I'll do 100 curl ups, and or 100 like curls of hammer, regular curls, wrist curls. And I mean, I don't do those all at once. I separate it out, but you have to have a strong mindset. Obviously, I don't have the strongest mindset of anyone, but I can still do it. So that means you guys can also do it. And if you feel stressed, make sure to go on a walk or work on something that actually inspires you to keep on living and actually makes you want to live in society. And just know that I really don't like our government, but I do like the United States of America just because of what I said before, a lot better than some other countries. And you also need to not suppress your emotions, but you need to make sure you know how to control them. Make sure you're actually using those to your advantage. Make sure you're actually, if you're mad, make sure you're using it to be productive. Don't just cry for no reason. Like, if you're gonna cry, make sure it's something that's actually meaningful. And make sure your bonds with your family are obviously an amazing bond. Make sure you're always there for them because if you're not there for them, then who's really going to be there for you? I mean, family is better than any friend you could ever have, honestly. And they're always going to be there for you. There's obviously friends that can be just as close as family. You might have grown up with them and you consider them family. But know that I don't think any of my friends could replace my brother, my sister, I just love them way too much. And even my dad and my mom, they've built me up to the person I am today. So I appreciate that. And make sure you stand your ground against anyone. If you think something they're doing is wrong, make sure you're addressing it. But obviously, don't force them to have your same view. Make sure you express your view, but make sure if they're attacking you, stand your ground. Make sure you become like a warrior. So obviously, I need to work on my speech because it's not the best speech. Everyone has something they need to work on. Know that challenges are going to be coming your way, and that the devil preys on your downfall. So he's obviously going to put certain situations in your life that is going to make you susceptible to doing and committing sin and like masturbation and just having lesser women thinking about them constantly, or adultery, thinking about a neighbor in a certain light, or a woman who's married. It might even be a man that's married. You might think about. Know that the devil always preys on your downfall, and don't fall into these traps. You need God to build you up, and make sure you're going to church. Make sure you're reading the Bible. Make sure you're just keeping that connection with him. Make sure you're praying at night, because he's going to be one of the only people you can go to. And honestly, he's probably above family, but that's the only thing that's above family is God, then it's your family, then it's everything else. After that, health, and then after health, I would say connections. After connections, maybe money, work, whatever. And then people obviously prey on your downfall, and that's just the way it's going to be. So some people might prey on your downfall. It might make you feel hurt, and you just have to know that if they're preying on your downfall, questioning you, doing certain things, just know that that means you're going in the right direction. You're moving forward. You're doing things correctly. Now, obviously, there can be situations where you're doing something wrong, and you just gotta question yourself also, and to a certain degree. Obviously, have confidence in yourself. Make sure you're doing things you want to do, as long as it's being productive and driving you forward. And forget about people, and just make sure you build yourself up. So if there's people that only care about themselves, that are selfish, make sure that you don't have those people in your life, unless they're family, obviously, or super close friends. Now, if they're super close friends, they should never only care about themselves. If it's a true friendship, that it's going to be both sides. This is what I actually heard in church the other day, is that if you're in a true friendship that's not just surface level, that is actually a true friendship that's deeper than just surface, then you're going to feel like the friend on each side, you're going to feel like the friend is giving you more than what you're giving them. So your friend is also going to feel the same way about you if you guys are that close. It's not just going to be one sided. So I think that's going to wrap up the podcast for today. If you guys enjoyed my podcast, please make sure to like it and share my podcast. I appreciate you guys coming out today, and make sure you stay tuned to my other podcast. Thank you. Have a great day.